Right as we sat down, Dennis Allen fired by the Saints. He is obviously now the second coach to be fired this year. I mean, listen, it's been a tough go of it for the Saints since basically week 3 at this point, whether it's injuries, whether it's underperformance. Dennis Allen, Matthew, though, it feels like he kind of came into this year as a borderline dead man walking.
Now, you know what, I don't know. This is a football discussion, not a fantasy football discussion. I will just very quickly say that it feels weird to me to fire Dennis Allen, and here's why. Like, I didn't think it was that great a coach to begin with, right? But, like, you came into the season with him, and then it just feels like the body of work that Dennis Allen has put together doesn't feel like you should fire him in a season in which he's had defensive players banged up, where, you know, Chris Olave's been in and out of the lineup, loses Rashid Shaheed, Derek Carr has missed, 3 games. I don't, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not the biggest Dennis Allen fan. Like, I honestly don't. I think he should have been fired like 3 years ago. But
Right.
but you know what I mean? Like, it feels weird.
No,
that,
I know
like,
what you mean.
Right? Like,
The
why
process
this year
doesn't make a ton of sense.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, after the first 2 games, maybe that's the problem. Is that after the first 2 games they looked like world beaters, and everyone was just like, could the Saints be going to the playoffs? And now they've just, whatever, injuries. It's just been a disaster. By the starting offensive lineman, 11 different missed games. I don't know. Again, I'm sitting here defending Dennis Allen. I don't even like Dennis Allen, but the process just
to sit on.
Yeah, it's just, but you know what I mean. But like,
I think it's that he lost the locker room.
Is that what it was?
It's been nuclear on social media, and it's not just the Michael Thomas thing, who's not on the Saints, by the way. There was some Colin Saunders comments. There's been just a lot going on with this team.
Michael Thomas to coach the Saints. Who says no?
Derek Carr.
Derek Carr, absolutely.
Maybe that's probably right.
Says no. I think it's that, like, you lost by 23 points to Bo Nix at home and on prime time. You gave up 51 points to the Bucs in a game where Baker Mayfield threw 3 picks in the same quarter. Like, it just got a little. It descended into farce.
The final line.
They lose to Bryce Young and the Panthers in a game they really should have won. I just think that this is kind of the most blah, lifeless team in the NFL, the most directionless team in the NFL, and just you kind of have to commit an action to do something. But I wouldn't necessarily put Dennis Allen at the top of the list in terms of people to blame. I think the roster construction is the biggest issue, but perhaps not very surprising after the weekend.
Yeah, but makes the Dallas loss to them look even worse.
It's unbelievable.
They gave up 40.
It just keeps
Cowboys
getting
gave
worse.
up 40 to the Saints.
Saints should have started the season 4-0. They should have beaten the Eagles if they don't screw up with the Dallas Goedert play, and then they should have beaten the Falcons. They get screwed at the end there. So I mean, they should have been 4-0.
Yeah,
now they're 2-7.
It's just like you said, the losses they've had is where the problem.
And as long as we're just talking about the Saints, just very quickly, scary moment with Chris Olave, gets injured in this game, leaves, tweets out later that he will be fine. We'll track that story, but again, just fantasy impact-wise, it feels like you're starting Alvin Kamara every week, and that's about it.
Oof. Yeah.
It's a as a team, it just feels like a wasteland for fantasy. They get the Falcons at home this week, and then the Browns at home before they get a bye, as you see it right there. It's that's a tough one. I don't think the Week 15 game against my Commanders is going to get flexed into prime time.
No, that seems like a long shot, some would say.
Hey, it's Matthew Berry from NBCSports.com and Rotoworld.com, and I want to thank you so much for watching whatever it is you just watched, or if nothing else, being too lazy to click out of the autoplay after this video started, after whatever it is you actually wanted to watch finished. But now that you're here, I'd like to take a moment here to ask you respectfully now, okay? I'm asking you respectfully to subscribe to the NFL on NBC YouTube channel. You'll get the latest Roto-World fantasy news headlines, all sorts of great shows, including my own Fantasy Football Happy Hour. So go subscribe now. Again, I'm asking respectfully.